Excited to be here. This competition is going to be insane.
Yeah, all the way from Australia. So how are the travels for you?
Big travel, almost a 38-hour flight or something, but I'm back, I'm recovered. No more jet lag, but I'm back, I'm good, I'm hyped for this event.
So how do you feel coming to an action sports festival that has so many spectators like we see out here today?
I love it. Me personally, I'm the crowd pleaser for sure. I love this crowd, and I'm sure all my homies do, riding behind me. Like, it's huge. This is one of the biggest events I've ever been to, if not the biggest. There's so many people here compared to yesterday, day 2. It's already stepped it up so much, I can't wait.
We talked about yesterday, we had semifinals, but as well, this is one of the biggest action sports festivals you're ever going to see in your life. But you know, we brought the FWS World Series on a global scale. So let's take a look at the map and see where else we're going to be this year. We're going to get that going up here. And of course, we started things off in Hiroshima. We had a welcoming event actually in Saudi Arabia and Jeddah. But the first stop of the tour was Hiroshima just a couple weeks ago. And then we're moving over to Montpellier. That's where we are right now, day number 2. There's still 3 more days of action-packed stuff coming your way. Stay tuned for that. But the next one up is July 13th to 15th in Canada, in Edmonton, Canada. Super excited to go back over to my homeland. But then we're going for the 2nd year again to Budapest, Hungary. That's going to be stop number 4 on the calendar, and finishing it off like we always do, that's going to be November in Chengdu, China. So make sure you guys tune in for all the action there. It's going to be a big one, and we're boosting it again in Chengdu, China. So excited to end things off there, but it's all about Montpellier right now. So make sure if you guys are anywhere in the area in the south of France that you come down and make sure you guys see what's going on here in Montpellier. It's so exciting. It's the 22nd year that we have been welcoming back here. You come to the airport, you see banners everywhere, you see the entire city erupt when it comes contest time. Yesterday was a bit of like quiet before the storm, but now today is full-blown action. The sun is blistering hot, 25 degrees Celsius out there, and we have a new scooter course. What does this mean actually for the smaller wheels?
This scooter course is huge actually. It's not small for sure. It's definitely a bit smaller than the BMX park, but these guys are going to throw down. I've seen them yesterday, I've seen them qualifying. And we've got knocked down from almost over 60 riders to now there's 12. The 12 best riders that have proven themselves on this course is they're going to throw down today. I'm excited. This course is massive. It's bigger than most of the skate parks that people riding scooters all around the world will be riding, but these guys are going to have to adapt because they're professionals, and it's just, we'll see what happens. It's going to be great.
And I mean, this is what Hurricane Parks does. They come out and they want to progress the entire sport. So in previous years, we've been sharing the inline course with the scooters as well as the BMX athletes. So the BMX park course, that's basically has larger transitions. That's why we built now a new course for the smaller wheels that we would consider as the inline and as a scooter. But take a look at the format right now. Walk us through this, Will.
Well, we've got 2, every rider has 2 runs, and the best run counts. So if one of their runs isn't good, they have another run to improve on that. We've got 12 riders, 3 heats of 4 riders, so 4 riders at a time will go through. 2 runs of 50-second of runs, I just said that, and their best run counts. So if they do a good run, they've got another run to one-up their run. If they do a bad run, they've got another run to come back. But every single second counts in the competitions in this high-level performance. So,
and you know, we can see that play in some of the athletes' performances. Maybe they're able to get a safety run off that kind of gives them sanctioned a spot in, or maybe they just go for broke. They have a crash run at the start, and they put everything down in the bottom run. And so it gives some excitement throughout, but we'll have to see how the athletes are going to take it from there.
It is exciting. Like, these guys, they have it all planned out in their head 100%. They've been thinking about this for weeks. They know that they've been invited to this event, and they've known the course. They know what it might be like, and then they've had the last few days to practice, and they've definitely all got a run in their head sorted out, but it comes down to the day who can actually pull it off. So
And so then we're talking about who can really pull things off the best. Yesterday we had a pretty packed semifinals, right?
It was heavy, yeah. There were people, big names from all around the world. If you guys know about scootering, you're definitely the names like Dylan Morrison, Dante Hutchinson, Tyler Chaffin yesterday. They're just the first names that pop out of my head, but we've got 12 of the best riders in the world. We've got some highlights here. Look at that. That's Dante Hutchinson right now.
So this is Dante, who I believe ended up first after semifinals.
I'm fairly sure he did end up in first place.
This is going to be a little bit of a highlight run just to see kind of what happened yesterday. You can break it down for us actually on screen here.
Yeah, so he's just like mobbing around the skate park, as you can see. This guy can throw his scooter around like no other. He's actually currently world's best. Actually, he's the #1 ranked competition rider in the world.
You can see, I mean, how easy he throws a cash roll like that.
Yeah.
So
he makes these tricks look so easy.
And this as well, going the 180 to fakie half cab. Flair as we would go into that thing. But just some absolutely phenomenal riding from all the scooter athletes, professionals from all walks of life and all over the entire world.
Yeah, back-to-back insane tricks. Height there. You just seen how high he goes. These guys are going to be going higher and doing bigger tricks than anyone else.
Well, that's enough about the winner from yesterday. Let's take it down to the playing field and see who's going to be in our lineup for finals today.
Welcome to these finals for the scooter competition for the professional. I'm JD and I'm about to introduce to you guys all the riders of these finals. So we're going to start with the first rider. He is from France. His name is Sacha Fesquet. Hands together for him, Sacha Fesquet. All right, the second rider is also from France. His name is Louis-Mathieu Rivière. Du bruit pour lui, hands together for him. And the other rider is incredible. He's from Paris, Mr. Nelson Charles. All right, this is the man I live with, man. We're in the same apartment, Mr. Maxime Busey. Hands together for him. That's my homie. Coming from the UK, man. You saw him yesterday. He was incredible. His name is Jamie Addison. He's from Prague, representing the Kotobeska in the Czech Republic, Mr. Richard Zelenka. Coming from the US, man, this guy is incredible. He can do a lot of stuff, everything. Mr. Clayton Lindley. All right, this guy is also from France. He used to be a plumber and is about to kill it on this course. Mr. Auguste Pello. All right, coming from the Down Under, Australia, Melbourne, Mr. Dylan Morrison. And now we got a top three coming from Estonia. This guy is incredible. His name is Roommate Salik. And now at the second place, we had an incredible rider from the US, Mr. Tyler Chaffins. And now the rider from the UK who made it to the first place. Give it up for Dante Hutchinson! Okay, we're gonna start right now. I'm gonna ask the four riders from the first heat to stay.
And there you guys have it. That's your top 12 scooter finalists out there on course. And you get a full preview right now of just the girth of the audience out there on the fields in Montpellier, just lined up on the riverbank. Such an amazing venue. I cannot tell you how much it's just so cool to come out here and be a part of that.
Very exciting event. You can also see on the camera how big that the skate park is compared to these riders, but the cameras still do not do any justice. This skate park is massive, and these guys are really sending themselves, risking their bodies, risking their lives, literally, for the entertainment, and the crowd definitely motivates that a lot.
And remember, you guys, tune online. We have a second contest. It's called the Rider of the Day, presented by SFR. And make sure you guys go online and vote for that. You're able to tally up your votes and see who is your favorite rider. Make your voice heard online and tell us who you want to see on top of that podium. It's the Rider of the Day presented by SFR. Go online and check it out. As well, while you guys are online, make sure you get out your smartphones and all your other devices and follow us online. You can get us on Facebook at fees.official, Twitter and Instagram. Our handle is at feesworld, and our Snapchat handle, Fees World Series. Make sure you hashtag all your posts Fees World, and for this one in particular, Fees Montpellier. You have a lot of interesting content online that you guys maybe do not see just through the live broadcast or being in the audience, so make sure you guys get out there as well. Follow us on YouTube. Just check it, Fees, that's F-I-S-E. Look at that start list, a massive selection of professional scooter athletes around the world. Who are some names that stand out to you, Will?
These names all stand out to me because they're all my mates, but there's huge names. If you guys don't know the sport, names like Clayton Lindley you want to be looking at. Jamie Madison is a huge upcoming rider. Dylan Morrison from Australia, almost I think 3 or 4 times best in Australian championship holder. Dante Hutchinson currently #1 competition rider in the world. It's going to be great. I'm above excited. Like, I have literally no words, so I'm very excited to get this started. Within seconds, we're going to see these guys throwing down the runs that they've been planning for weeks and weeks.
If you guys have never actually made it out to the FWS Montpellier, it's the 22nd year running. Chances are this event has been going on longer than you guys have been alive. Sasha right now, he's getting ready to drop in on course in front of the massive audience that's just packed up along the river drop.
Getting it started with a huge 360. I think that was a quad whip. 360 with 4 tables. Whip front to late whip off that huge honor ramp, that blue honor ramp there. Shout out to them for sponsoring this event. Going up the step up. This park is very hard to keep speed, but that's not getting in his way with a Flair there. Coming back into the W ramp, that in and out, such a steezy ramp. Everyone's hitting that. What's he got here? Huge inward air, keeping it nice and simple, making sure that he lands every trick, keeps his speed up, because you don't want to be landing sketchy. If you're landing sketchy or you're not landing your tricks, that's more time that's just not going to count towards your points at the end. You can hear the crowd. He's getting loud. He's loving it. He's giving them away. He's hitting this huge box in the middle with a massive Superman to late whip. He's still got 15 seconds to go in his run. Another whip front late whip. This is definitely a run he's planned out. This might be a bit of a safe run. This guy's definitely a strong rider and someone that we want to be looking out for. He's opening it up. Definitely a bit of nerves. Goes away the second he drops in. He's just come off there, sliding on his knee pads. He's still hyped. He's got the crowd going. And this is just a snippet of what you're about to experience today, guys. This is going to be insane.
Wow, absolutely amazing first run out of the gate. This is how you can tell these are top athletes in the world out here. That was a beautiful 360 quad whip coming around there.
There's that huge Superman to late tail whip. So he throws that tail whip with his hand. That's insane. You're meant to throw your tail whips with your feet. He's literally throwing a tail with his hand. He has nothing on the scooter apart from one hand. He's slapping that deck around so he can make that.
So coming down there with a pretty safe score from the judges, the 53 even. That's going to be the first score on the table. What does that mean to be the first rider out of the gate?
It's definitely nerve-wracking. I've been there. I know what he's experiencing right now, and I guess he's just going to see how the other people play it out and see if he needs to step it up much or if other people are getting under the nerves as well and cracking under the pressure. Here we got Lewis. Lewis is definitely a strong rider. Everyone here today is a strong rider. They've made it to the finals for a reason. He's got 50 seconds as he drops in, hitting the huge box. That's definitely the main course with the kickless catch kickless. That's whipping the deck. 4 tail whips around, but he's only touching the deck 2 times. He's mobbing around the skate park, getting an inward up that step up on the back quarter pipe there, just turning around. Fast moment front flip down, that step down. That's an impressive trick. Nothing but his feet and the pop and the strength in his legs to get that flip around. Then a nice steezy hand plan on that back quarter there. That's a massive quarter. Still got 25 seconds and he knows that he's taking it easy. He doesn't want to get too puffed out. Dropping in. Where's he going? On top of the box. Whip round rear one on the W ramp there. Come up the whip front. Nice and easy. Making sure he doesn't crash any tricks. Because if you crash a trick, you need to be landing these tricks. It's as simple as that. On this professional level, you crash a trick, that could almost cost you the run. And then he's sticking a Flair there at the end for the crowd, giving them a wave. That was a good run. I've definitely seen Lewis hit some gnarly runs, so let's hope he steps that up a little bit in the end. I know that he wants to get a safe run down, get a bit of a score on the board, see how everyone else goes, and then he can come back and try and one up that. He'll get that replay. We've got that huge kickless, and then he catches it and kicks it the other way again and does another kickless. He's that fast man front flip I was just talking about. That's like off flat ground. He just stomps on the ground so hard, jumps up in the end, spins a whole front flip around, tucking up into a tiny little ball. Insane ride. And that box in the middle definitely does not do any justice to the crowd or to the cameras. That's a massive box to be clearing that distance and doing some impressive tricks. And trust me, I've seen these guys practice and I've seen them qualify yesterday. You're definitely in for a treat over that box. That's a huge box.
Yeah, huge shout out to Hurricane for building this new park out here for the smaller wheels. It means just different radiuses, kind of different transitions all around. It means that it's going to be more rider friendly, that you're not sharing the big radius park as BMX athletes, but that means as well that it's just more tailor-made. Let's see how Nelson deals with it down on his first run.
Oh my God.
Check out that front flip.
A huge bank-to-bank box. That's a hard box to front flip the whole distance and get the pop for the front flip. This guy knows how to go upside down with that up ledge to back flip out. That's insane. This is definitely a crowd-pleasing run. This guy knows what the crowd wants to see, and he knows how to hit the street type of the parks. Hitting that rail with a 50 to lip, bar whip over that W ramp in and out. Flair double whip was that? Just coming up a bit flat and over-rotating, but he's back up quickly, making sure he doesn't lose too much time when he comes off. bar twist over that little spine there in the end of the W ramp. He's going to come up here and turn around and guarantee it. What's he got? Probably going to hit the box in the middle, that main event. What's he got? It looks like he's got something big. He's getting hyped up, a little bit puffed. Where's he going? Back to the bank box. Maybe he has a transfer. Huge gap to
Yo!
He just comes up short.
Oh, shoot.
Might have hit his face on the ground there. Hopefully his teeth are all good. You can't put a price on your teeth. Thumbs up. He's all good. He knows how to crash. I've seen that guy take some slams.
Oh, that was a huge gap to downwards rail there. That's one of the largest gaps I think you can get into a rail on course here.
Yeah, definitely.
Check out that. A solid 5 meters out there.
That was hectic. That was huge.
That was very hectic. And on that same flat wedge box, throwing that front flip right out of the gate. Some very heavy combinations.
Some definite raw talent. And
for
you can see
Nelson.
there, he's hitting the rail as well. That's going to give him a 36. That would crash maybe a few little slips of the feet here and there. He's going to be regretting that a little bit, but he's got another run to hold it down, so let's hope he's okay and he's not too hurt. Next up, we got one of my homies, Maxime Busey. I love this guy. Definitely a guy that you want to be watching. Always got a smile on his face. Love this guy. Loves his camo pants. Dropping in. That gap to whip to board. That's a huge rail to step down. And then a nose man who he sticks it, just taking the foot off, still counts there. The judges know that. These judges here are insane. They've all got at least 10 years of experience with all of them. They're all professional riders themselves. The judges know what they're talking about, and they know what tricks that these guys are doing and how risky that they are. They're putting together the most flawless runs, and they're trying to impress the crowd at the same time. He just came off there with a huge 180 double bar, but landing backwards is risky, and the judges do know that. The risk that he's taken is worth it, though, in the end, if he gets to the high point. Over that huge box, we're talking about huge 360 double bar spin. Hit the W ramp over the top there. It's the first time anyone's hit that feature. It's almost like a precision ride over that ramp. Coming back towards the rail. He's got a 270 front lip, and he's just coming off. That's a few crashes in that run again. He's not too happy about that. Maybe the nerves got the best of him. Maybe he didn't warm up too much. He definitely had a solid run yesterday, which earned him a spot in the finals today. He might not be too happy about that, but as we said, he's got another run. He's going to analyze what he's done. He's going to analyze what he can do better and what he can... It's just everything, every single little thing, from control of your tricks to your landings, your flow, your height, your difficulty, your versatility, your style. Everything comes into play. We're going to see here what that gets Maxime. 32.75, not the highest score, not what he was looking for, but he's a bit puffed out. He's going to catch his breath. We're going to go back up to the top, to the start of the heat. Straight back up to Sasha. A few low-scoring runs at the start. The nerves might be getting the best of them. There's a huge crowd out here today. As we said it before and I'll say it again, the cameras do not do justice. There is thousands and thousands of heads out here. There's so many people.
Yeah, you guys want to know some numbers? We're at, last year, over 115,000 spectators each day. And that's a 6-day festival. We had over 600,000 spectators in total. It's been an absolutely amazing turnout. And this is just history in the making year after year out here in Montpellier. It's rooted into the DNA. And I just want to give a big shout out, huge thanks for SFR, Montpellier, Mediterranean Metropole, and Honor for the Brave for helping us out here and putting this amazing festival on. Thank you so much to everyone at FEES and all the partners. It's just been so phenomenal to come out here year after year and see the impact that action sports has on a social gathering like this. So super cool to have this going, and really happy to have Scooter out here on the live as well.
As we can see, the judges are just making sure that they've tallied up the scores perfectly. They're just double-checking everything. These judges are the best judges in the world, and that's why they're here from all over the world. We've got some people like Terry Price from UK. I haven't got a list in front of me, but we've also got Ben J. Fryan. And yeah,
you guys see as well, obviously there's so many people out here, and they're not just coming for Scooter because there's so much other stuff happening. We already had the skateboard pro semifinals happening, and of course right now the finals are happening for Scooter, but then later today we got mountain bike slopestyle pro semifinals that's going to come your way at 5:50, and then moving in to the BMX freestyle spine ramp pro qualification, and that's going to happen under the lights over by the hotels at 9 p.m. Make sure you guys mark those on your agenda. Tune in online because we're going to have all that content. But I'm seriously saying, if you are here, make sure that you can come check out that event at 9 o'clock. Spine is one of the most phenomenal events to watch out live. But if you're just sitting at home and you want to hear your voice be heard, make sure you go and check out the SFR Rider of the Day. That is www.fise.fr/VOTE. That's fees.fr/vote. Make sure you put in your ballots and see who you want to come out on top of the scooter final out here.
Right now we've got Sasha. He's taken that out at the moment. He might have shared that on Instagram and might be promoting, telling his fans to vote for him. He's actually up next again for his second run. His first run wasn't too happy with. He definitely scored a little bit higher yesterday, but he's going to get into it in a moment. 50-second run. He's getting his head. He's thinking what he's going to do. You see everyone down there, everyone here. Everyone. It's not like we're versing each other when we're in a competition like this. We're all together and we're having fun and we're just trying to prove the best run that we can do and how many years we've practiced for. And like, it comes down to a 50-second run, how much you can show what you've learned.
There's a lot of different stuff you guys can come and check out online. If you've been following us throughout the off-season, then obviously you know already our social handles. Would follow them in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. We've already done our first event of the year in Japan, but we as well had a launch event in Saudi Arabia. It's been an amazing first 2 months of stuff going on here, but it's Montpellier. It's one of my favorite events. It's one of all our favorite events where it all started 22 years ago. And we're going to go to Canada, 13th to 15th of July, Budapest, Hungary, the 8th to the 9th of September, and Chengdu, China, finishing it off. Last stop of the tour, first weekend of November. That's the 2nd to the 4th of November. But let's get back to action out here for the finals of the scooter in Montpellier. This is Sasha, and he is about to drop in for his second run. Didn't have the run that he was looking for in number 1. He is currently sitting in second place, I believe, with a 53. Let's see if he can improve his score.
Starting off on that huge box jump. And there was a double, almost a double whip normal, double oppo whip, and then a double whip normal again. I wasn't quite sure if that was exactly what I seen there because he was spinning the deck so fast. Flair there, making sure he's dialing these tricks down a little bit higher and better than his last run. Whip into that W ramp, just jumping out, making sure he's getting that buttercup air there. That's a whip, a bri flip, and a tail whip all in one air.
When you say a bride flip, what does it exactly mean? Can you explain it to somebody who's maybe new just watching this online?
Yeah, bride flip is like pretty much like your scooter does a backflip, but your body does not. And then he's just done a double kickless there, kickless one way, kickless the other way. But yeah, you'll hear lots of technical terms and scooter terms come out of my mouth because I've been doing this for years, but I'm going to do the best I can for you guys at home to understand exactly what I'm talking about. Heel rewind here is also talking about that when I say a heel whip is an opposite tail whip. That's like going out onto a baseball field and batting with your opposite hand. If you're right-handed, it's like trying to hit a ball with your left hand. When you're whipping the other way, we call that a heel whip in the scooter world. Here's the replay of that huge double whip, was that? Oh my gosh. That's so many whips I couldn't even count it. Blinked. Whip, whip, whip. Yeah, it was a quad rewind. I thought there might have been a double whip in there somewhere. There's that buttercup I was talking about. He does a whip and then a bri flip and then a whip. And the scooter goes over his head. It's like a front flip or a back flip over your head. There's a bri flip or an inward bri flip. I think that's going to one-up his score a little bit, yeah.
We're going to push him up a couple of points. So Sasha Fisquet going into second place. Right, well, he was currently in second place, but upping his points a little bit more. And then now your current leader right now with a 57. That is what the top score. The beat is Louis ready to drop in right now.
Let's see if he can one-up that score of 57. He's definitely a little happy with that, but I definitely know that he can do better. He knows himself as well. He's dropping in that box going bigger than anyone. Huge double inward over his head twice with that double inward into a buttercup off that blue honor ramp in the middle there. You're going to see everyone using that feature today. It's definitely an important ramp. Want to be hitting every single part of the skate park. Fast point front flip into that ramp like before. That's an incredible trick. Whip front to late whip. A whip front is kind of like that bri flip I was talking about, but he lets go of one hand. So he's like flipping his scooter over his head, but with only holding on with one hand. That's so much forearm strength, bicep strength to throw your scooter around your head and have the control to bring it back to you. And then a nice casual whip reel on reel and makes that look easy. Definitely not an easy trick. That's 3 whips kicking the deck backwards and forwards each way. Making sure he keeps the speed. He knows he's only got 5 seconds left. He's getting the crowd pumped. What's he got? Is it going to count? I think he's going to do an indie flip here. We've seen him attempt this yesterday. Not sure if this is going to count because the time has just run up, but he's definitely going to send it for the huge crowd out here. Jumping onto his scooter, front flip. Oh, he overrode rotates that. That's an insane trick. That's definitely a new age trick. He's got a little backflip for the crowd there. I'm sure we might see that on a replay. That trick is definitely a hard trick, especially a trick to throw in competition here. We've got that double inward that he started his competition run off with. Wow. That's an impressive trick to watch. Fast plant front flip down that step down. To know where you are upside down, to know if you're going to make the distance or not go far enough. And it's so much, such a professional level. There's so much that goes through these guys' heads and so much that you have to take into consideration to nail down a perfect, a flawless 50-second run. He's going to stay in first place there. He got 10 less points. His first run he got 57 points, second run he got 47. He's happy, he's in first place still. That's his runs over, but we still have 8 riders to go, so let's hope he can stay up there. We've got Nelson Charles dropping in for his second run. This guy goes quick. This guy goes upside down. We've seen it right now with a front flip over that bank-to-bank box. That's a huge bank-to-bank box. He's going back. He's going through the gap. He's going up that ledge again with a huge backflip. That's a huge backflip, especially from a bank, and then to make it over the up ledge up the top there, you've got to make that distance or it's not going to go right. And then he's trying to stick a 5-0 down that rail. That's a tiny bit of your scooter that you're trying to grind on and hold your whole body weight and balance over the top of. Very technical trick to do in a competition run, and the judges know how risky that trick is and that he's sticking tricks like that and how impressive that is. He's going to come up the top here and turn around. What's he got? Is he going to do the gap to the rail again, or where's he going to go? It looks like he's going to go towards the box or towards the W ramp. To the box it is. Bar, whip. Nice trick going high. These height counts. He's got 4 seconds. 2, 1. Where's he going? He's going to hit the massive gap, and he's coming up short, but it's okay. That's the end of his run. That's going to stop it off. Give it up for Nelson Charles. He might be a bit sore. He had a huge slam in his first run on that gap, on that rail right there that you just see. That was a massive slam. To come back and still do another competition on 50 seconds and not let it get into your head. Sometimes when you crash, you worry about crashing again, but you just can't be thinking about them negative things out here.
Yeah, but a solid run to come back, especially after that big crash. That was not a hard, easy one to get up from, but there you go, Nelson.
That's 67.75. That must be his second run score.
Yeah, second run score, pushing him up into first place. Then we have a new leader.
He's got to be happy with that. Nothing wrong with being in first place. Let's hope he can hold it down for the rest. As I said, we've still got some riders to go. So, yeah, next up we've got Maxime. Maxime actually held down one of the best competition runs that I've seen him ever do yesterday. Let's hope he can do that again with a huge heel to lip slide. Gosh, that's a huge gap. A risky trick to be thrown down in a competition run, but this guy's a street rider. Got so much style, so much steez. He's got a huge scooter. Dropping into the bank here. Over that feature with a huge nose manual. He's going to stick it.
Beautiful nose manual over that.
Talk about technicality and balance there. That's insane. He's got a fakey. Another risky trick. He's going to half cab onto that rail. He's hitting his head there. Definitely coming up a bit hard there. He's okay though. The motivation and the determination that these guys have is insane. Huge hurricane to 360 fakie. He's definitely not going to be too stoked about that, but it's part of the game. You win some and you lose some, and he knows that the tricks that he's trying are risky and definitely hard tricks to do. They might not look as impressive as someone going upside down, but they're definitely harder.
He's trying one more chance at this fake rail. Okay. In true FWS finals fashion, get the crowd behind you and see if you are able to make it. So let's see if the scooter athletes can get that same love from the crowd out here in Montpellier. Maybe Maxime is able. Nah, helmet off. I think he's going to have to try it after the contest in this one.
Definitely a rider with a huge bag of tricks. Steezy style. Makes things look easier than they are. He's not too happy, but at least he made it to the finals.
Let's take a bit of some replay looks at some of the action that went down in heat number 1. What were some of your highlights so far?
I love seeing people go upside down personally. I'm sure that everyone at home does as well. There, right there, we've got Nelson there. Guy absolutely sends it, loves to get upside down. And then you got the people hitting the rails as well. There was someone, I forgot who it was, did a 50-50 to lip slide on that huge down rail, the biggest rail that you can hit. And that's just a trick that I can't do unless I try 100 times. And then for someone to do that in a competition run and know and have the confidence that they're going to stick a trick that's so technical in a competition run, that's definitely worth some points on the scoreboard. There we go, getting upside down again. Nelson knows what's up. So that's the first run down. We've got the first 4 riders down and the next 8 to go. Next up, in the next heat, we got 4 insane riders. All these guys here are huge names. If you're scooter fans, you definitely know who they are. But if not, just keep your eyes peeled because we're in for a treat. Next up, we're going to have Jamie Addison, young shredder who's up and coming. He's only 17 years old. Literally one of the most underrated riders. This guy throws his scooter around like it's no other. Looks like he's been riding for longer than he's been alive. And we've got Richard Zelenka, someone who just absolutely sends it and goes bigger and better than anybody else. Then we got Clayton Lindley. That guy has a bag of tricks that nobody else has. He's got a signature trick called the Tornado Plant. His nickname is the Tornado. He does a front flip, like a 90-degree spin, lands with a can plant, and then jumps back in. I'm sure you might have seen that online. That went viral. One of the only guys also doing front flips flat. No ramps at all. Fast plant, front flip flat. That's insane. You might even see that in his run. And then we got August Pollard as well in the next heat. So straight up now we've got Jamie Addison, first rider for the second heat. This is a run you're going to want to keep your eyes out for. Dropping in with lots of speed, 50 seconds on the clock. Huge 720 double bar.
720 double bar. That's where he spins the bar and his whole entire body and scooter 2 times around. And take that look in the replays. Nice fly out front flip there.
Also whip buttercup, we can't miss that just after the first trick. Huge, that was a Superman bar spin to finger whip at the end. That's a whole lot of words to say out of my mouth, especially just watching it, but he's got some speed. He's still got 20 seconds on the clock. This is definitely a run that he's happy with.
Oh, beauty.
Flair double heel whip. It's a flare, a backflip, a 180, and 2 opposite tail whips. Just there, he's getting some height in there with an inward air. Might have been a Mac flip air. And he's got a front board slide down the rail there, making sure he gets every little bit of park in that he can. He's doing the street, the rails, and the big jumps as well. Opposite tail whip down that step down there. That's going to call it time for him there. He's not sad about that run for sure. That was definitely a solid run.
High flying action coming out of the gate already in heat number 2. This is the 3 heat category, I believe. So they really got to make sure that they get their stuff going as we go further and further down the rider list. Is getting into the better riders. But look at that 720 double bar spin. He catches the bars after the first rotation of the 360, spins another 360, and then throws the bars again. Just phenomenal skill coming out of the kid.
To hold on to that is so hard. They're like, I don't know the word for it, but like the scooter is trying to get away from you. If you're letting go of your hands and throwing your bar spin and spinning at the same time, the scooter doesn't want to stick to you, but to have the grip on your feet, and it's just every little bit of muscle movement counts, especially when you're doing a huge trick like that.
Yeah, that is something to note. I mean, if you compare these tricks to, let's say, BMX or something, if you're doing a truck driver, as you call it, a 360 bar spin on BMX, you have the bike between you, so you can pinch it with your legs, and so you can help it not go away so much. On the scooter, you have nothing of that. It's just pure getting that rotation down. But Richard in next. The huge front flip drop, and I think there was maybe a...
There's a flip whip drop, I think.
Yeah.
No one else has done that in this whole competition the last 2 days that we've been riding this thing. Huge. That box is massive, and he's jumped it backwards with a huge double truck driver. Hitting the transfer from maybe the 8 to the 10-foot quarter pipe. Huge front flip tail whip over that massive box in the middle. Huge steezy bri flip air off that honor ramp. Making sure he hits every little feature of the skate park. Whip to Smith over that red ramp in the middle there. He's dropping back in. Where's he going? He's got tons of speed. Huge frontside board slide over the same feature. This has just come back on massive, going higher than anybody with a huge flare triple whip. Just coming up, bit of under rotation. He's still got 10 seconds to go. This park's massive, and to go around it so many times, it definitely takes it out of you. These guys are used to 45-second runs, but 50 seconds is a lot of time to be throwing yourself around. It's definitely stamina is a huge thing that comes into play here. Richard Zelenka, that guy can hold it down for sure. He's got another run to go, and I'm excited to see that. There's that flip whip drop. That's a backflip and a tail whip into a ramp off no ramp at all. Literally jumping from flat ground, doing a backflip, and then doing a tail whip upside down. Such a blind trick. You don't know where you are. Insane. That's a professional level trick right there if I've seen one. Here we've got the scoreboard.
Richard Zelenka coming in with a 71.25, not yet enough to rival Jamie Addison's first run score of a 76. The next rider up in this heat number 2, Clayton Lindley.
This is definitely a run that could knock Jamie out of the first place, so let's hope he can hold it down. 50 seconds on the clock. 6 sleeve that there, dropping in. Got tons of speed. This guy makes things look so easy. He's going massive. Over that box to the 316. Well, there's the tornado that I was talking about. Front flip.
Off the honor quarter pipe there with the tornado. Beautiful, going fast planted backwards over that box jump.
whip bar air, keeping the speed up. There's that front flip tail whip flat into the step down there. That's a massive trick. These guys are holding it down today. Going over the back-to-back box backwards. Where's he going to go? He's going to have tons of speed. Flair finger whip. That's a backflip of 180. He's reaching down with his hand. There's nothing on the scooter, nothing holding onto the scooter but one hand and slapping that deck around with a finger whip while he's upside down. This guy still has 15 seconds left in his run. This is definitely a powerful run, maybe one of the most powerful runs today. Huge buttercup gap over the box, backwards to the bank-to-bank box. No one's hit that gap today. Clayton Lindley's definitely someone who looks at a skate park differently than everybody else, hitting them gaps and doing them transfers no one else is doing. That might be a first place run right there. We're going to find out.
Take a look at some of the highlight stuff. Maybe you didn't catch everything out of the gate. What was that in that 360?
Huge 360 inward right flip, straight back to back, and then he fast plant front flips up that honor ramp, and then fast plants on the ground, and then jumps back in.
Beautiful transfers, great use of the entire course. It's something judges. There's another look, that signature trick he developed on that honor quarter pipe.
There's that buttercup over that gap. Look at the gap in the middle. That's a huge drop. If you don't make that distance, it's not going to end up well for you, but Clayton's not thinking about that. Clayton's someone who likes to send it. Going to put him into first place with an 86.5. He's stoked with that. He knows he's still got another run under his belt, and he's going to try and one-up that run. He's just going to do everything he can better and bigger, maybe add another trick, add another whip, add another bar spin.
And there you go, Will. You're saying, you know, that might be a winning run, but that definitely stepped up the game. The first person to go into the 80s, but not just even close with an 80, an 86.5. So high up there. Let's see if Augusta can answer back out here.
This guy is insane. He's just hitting the rails like they're nothing. These rail tricks that you guys are seeing at home are definitely the most risky tricks that you can do.
Wow, 540 out of that up rail.
Frontside 540 as well. That's like an opposite spin. That's like spinning the wrong way. That is so hard to keep on access. Hitting the rails with that was like a fakey tooth to 270 lip, 3 to fakey. There's so much going on in this guy's head right now. So much words to come out of my mouth.
Wow.
Up rail to bar spin. That's jumping from flat upper rail, grinding up the rail. He needs speed. He needs the... He's coming off there. His shoes come off. He's still got 10 seconds. Is he going to have time to put it back on? There's a Dissidence tattoo on his leg. Shout out to Dissidence. Shout out to Ethic Scooters for sponsoring this event. Where's he going? He's going to do a big drop, I think. This one's going to be for the crowd because the time has run out. Maybe he's just... No, he's going to do his shoe up. The replays are going to play. What's he got? Down the step down. He's got some speed. Huge gap to board slide.
Oh, for the crowd.
That's stepping it up. Definitely got his back to the man before who just crashed on that. The crowd's getting loud. Everyone out here is loving it. Huge gap to board was insane. That was actually that gap to board, the lip slide there was a T-bog. He went and grabbed his deck down there, he squatted down. There's that frontside 540 out of that grind. So much, that's so hard. Oh, look at that. That's such a steezy air, whipping it around in the air and getting that board slide. That's a huge gap to jump that whole box and then jump higher than the box and land on the down rail. That's some precision if I've seen it.
Yeah, some beautiful riding out there. So amazing to see this come out, but 79.0. Unfortunately, that last gap to rail was after buzzer, so that wasn't going to count, obviously. A couple mistakes that he can clean up in his run, but just phenomenal, let's say phenomenal rail riding as well. You can obviously see his street dominance as well in his riding style there.
Yeah, definitely one of the guys who's not as experienced with the transition terrain. He's someone who likes to hit the streets, hit the rails, hit the stairs, stuff like that. And he's come out here and he's still put together an insane run on all these transitions with these huge boxes and these huge ramps. Someone who is familiar with these huge boxes and these huge ramps is Jamie Addison, about to drop in for his second run. This guy's actually still holding down in third place. He's in a podium place. Can he one-up his first run? 720 triple bar spin. He's one-up his first run. No way. He's got another bar spin in there. To let go of them bars one more time, that's hard to do. Huge fast lane front flip out of the fly out there of the bank. Going up. He's not wasting a second here. He's definitely in a rush. He wants to get every trick in, try and get 2 or 3 more tricks than everybody else. Keeping that speed. There's that Superman bar spin to tail whip that we were talking about before, to finger whip actually. Whip out. Every single thing that he's doing, he's trying to make every little minute count. He's trying to get the whips, the bar spins in of every single jump that he does. He's just gone from one side of the course to the other. Huge flare. Oh, he's just coming off. I think that was a flare whip rewind. Whip heel. Hard to see on the angle of the camera there. And then he's hitting the rail as well. He's making sure he's got that front board. He's making sure he's getting every single little bit of use of park down. He's got 2 seconds to go. Is this one going to count? That heel whip's going to count, but that's going to call it there. He's definitely tired. Let's see if it's going to one up his first score of 76 points. Definitely tired. We've all been there, Jamie. Killed it, man.
Wow, absolutely. I mean, talk about just like mental fatigue, but physically, look at him just hustling around course so much. Look at this, stepping it up. 1, 2, 3, triple 720 truck driver, let's call that.
Yeah, that's insane. 720, that's two spins, and then he's letting go of the bars 3 times and spinning them around in the opposite direction. Like, that's insane. That was a Flair heel rewind. He's just come off. He's hit his head on the ground there. Definitely fatigued after his run. Where's that going to put him on the leaderboard? That's not going to one-up his first run. He's actually got a 70.75 with his second run. He's come off a few times there, but his first run, still holding it down with the podium, but we still have some more riders to come. And one of them riders is up next, Richard Zelenka. This guy knows how to send it. Dropping in, he's got 50 seconds on the clock. A huge flip whip drop again. That's consistency. Back to back. He hasn't crashed that today. I haven't even seen him try that in the practice. Huge tuck no hand to air there from the quarter to the bank. Huge triple truck driver backwards over the box. 50-50 on that ledge, on the quarter pipe there, turning around, making sure he's got tons of speed for a huge front flip, 360 whip, cash roll tail whip. No one's done that today. Talking about sending it, this guy's doing biggest tricks that have been sent today that you guys have seen. Getting that one in for the crowd. He's still got 20 seconds left. I think he's going to call it there. Richard Zelenka actually broke his ankle like 3 or 4 months ago. He's got a huge scar on his ankle. He had to have surgery. He was riding on his scooter, walking a week after. That's not what the surgeons told him to do, but he was not going to listen to that. He's so determined to be on his scooter. Just like me and myself up here in the commentating booth, I'd be out here today competing with some of my best friends, but I've been injured for about 5 months now, broke my femur, but it's part of the sport.
That's one of the hardest injuries you can ever have, I think, in action sports. So how are you doing with recovery on that one?
It's been a long recovery. It's been pretty physically and mentally determining, and challenging. Like, to come back 5 months, not being on my scooter, watching my friends ride, and sometimes there's times you think your leg's not going to get better, but it's pretty good now. I'm starting to compete again, so just like Clayton Lindley here, he's got 50 seconds dropped in. Huge 360 inward to here. We're throwing that extra trick in, making sure he's got another trick. There was an inward to cam plant there, almost getting the tornado plant. He's going to come back. He might get that later on in his run. Jumping that box backwards.
This is actually where we see the best run counts format kind of working in. He's totally switching up his run from his first run. So this might be just like a playing strategy and see if he can actually improve his score with the judges.
Yeah, he's actually sitting in first place still, so he might know, what can I change up? What can I do differently? The judges might like this more than this. There's that Flair finger whip. That might have been a double finger whip. Sun got in my eyes a bit there. There's the transfer that this guy's doing that nobody else is doing, jumping from one side of the park to the other in literally less than a second, doing a heel rewind over there. Still got 10 seconds to go. He's dropping in. He's going to hit that gap that we've seen before that we all love with that buttercup, and he's just coming his foot off there. It's stuck on the ground, throws him off the scooter. He hasn't got any time, but he might have a trick for the crowd that he's trying to get down. Hopefully he can do that. I don't know where he's gone. He's jumping into the water. Clap your hands and stomp your feet. Clayton Lindley is in the creek. No way. That's something that the crowd wants to see. Clayton Lindley's happy, always having fun. Hashtag I'm dialed in your clips to be featured. That guy holds down an Instagram page doing tons for the community. Definitely getting some younger names out there growing, showing them what he's got. Look at it, he's got the huge front flip dive into the water.
Lawn dart style out there. Check out some replays out there on course. I mean, this is only the second heat. He's getting down some heavy action. These are the top 12 athletes.
Clayton loves it, always got a smile on his face and sending it for the crowd. Definitely someone.
Just look at that amazing crowd out here. The girth is absolutely phenomenal. It would be so nice if you could just see for yourself. So that's why we guys tell you it's only the second day of competition out here at the FWS Montpellier. Action is packed. The sun is out blistering and the crowd is storming out here. It's so exciting to be in the middle of all this action in the scooter final.
He's just chinked on that rail. I don't know what he was going for, but that's the start of his run. He's only got 40 seconds left, the first 10 seconds. I don't know if that's exactly what he had planned. 360 triple frontside heel whip off the rail, off the up rail. Coming back down with a 270 slide. Pumping around the course here, making sure he's got some speed with the back of the peg. 5-0 you'd almost call that. Oh, he's just coming up with that 360 to fakie off that. I think there's a 270 lip 360 to fakie. He's got 10 seconds left in his run. He's going to have a bit of fun with it. It's the last time he's going to get to ride this course for the day. Huge up rail to bar spin. Making sure he's got a couple tricks in fakies. He's going to go back to the rail. Ooh, he might want to do this with the crowd, just like his best friend, Maxime, who's doing that before. The crowd's getting loud. We're getting loud. He's just coming off there. That's going to call it time because we're on a tight schedule here and we're going to have to move it along.
All right, thank you guys. Now we have the final heat. The final heat. The last rider, so I'm going to ask Dylan Morrison, roommate Sally, Tyler Chaffins, and Dante Hitchison to come on the course and get warmed up.
Next up, we've got the third heat. That's the first heat and the second heat done. We've got some replays playing here you can actually see on screen. Next up, we've got Dylan Morrison, one of my homies. Shout out to his parents from Australia and my second family. I know they're watching at home. Dylan Morrison's one of the best riders in Australia, one of the best riders in the world, and one of my best friends, so that's definitely a run that you're going to want to see. After that, we've got Romet Salik, another huge park rider, someone who goes bigger than anybody else. He's got such style. He can do half the tricks that he can do on his scooter, almost every trick that he can do on a scooter. He jumps on a bike and can do that as well. He competes all around the world on a scooter and a bike. Talk about multitasking. And then someone who really stood out yesterday. After that, we have Tyler Chaffin. That guy has gone upside down twice yesterday with a huge double front flip over that middle box. That might be something that you guys are going to see today. Let's hope so. He's definitely also someone who likes to please the crowd. And then last but not least, we have Dante Hutchinson sitting in first place for the world titles and first place yesterday. Someone who definitely knows how to compete in a competition and make use of every second and every bit of park. We've got the riders warming up out here. You can see on the TV there the crowd. It is absolutely huge. And this is just, you guys can just see the crowd for the scooter event. There's also a BMX event going on, and there's just as many people over there. There's bridges packed full of people. You cannot move, literally shoulder to shoulder.
No, it's absolutely phenomenal out here. I mean, it's so exciting to be a part of an action sports event like this. Have you ever seen something in this capacity, actually?
I have not. Before, I thought I might have at a Nitro Circus event last year, but no, today, these people just keep coming. I don't know where they're coming from, but it is packed from left to right. You cannot look anywhere and see the ground. This is just packed full of people, full of spectators, full of people who are just making these riders hyped to throw the biggest tricks that they can.
And I mean, this is still only Thursday. We're not even at the weekend yet. It's only semi-qualifications or semi-finals for most contests going out here. Scooter is having the finals. But then even tomorrow, we're going to have such action-packed stuff going on and all the way through until Sunday. It has beautiful weather so far scheduled in the forecast. It's just a phenomenal event happening out here in Montpellier, and you really see how it's rooted into the entire DNA of this city. Everyone takes it as a big part of their holiday. They come out here in swarms waiting for the action going down. So, Dylan Morrison dropping in.
Huge backflip double bar spin over that box. As I said, this guy's one of my best friends, and he's just jumped the huge gap from the honor ramp to the quarter pipe that no one else has hit today with a triple whip into the double ramp, W ramp, and then a triple heel whip out. That's triple tail whips both ways, and that's hard to keep control of. Where's he going now? He's making sure he's got some speed down that step down. He's going to hit the huge quarter up the back there. Huge dip. 540 alley-oop or a flare. That guy has some steez in his flares. Loves to go upside down and knows how to. As you can see, once again with a huge 540 flare. It's a backflip and a 540, and then coming back down the same ramp, landing high on the transition to keep his speed. Lip slide, frontside lip slide on the rail there, making sure he's getting every little bit of park usage he can in. His double heel whip up the step up there. He's pumping around. Where's he going to go? He's going to the precision ride. Watch this. Huge backflip drop. That's a precision ride, riding on inches of metal out there. Slippery metal, and then hopping with nothing but the power of his legs and going upside down, jumping in to that ramp, giving the crowd a wave there. That's going to be his first run. That was just his first run, and his second run is yet to come. That might have been a safety run. That might have been the run that he wanted, so now he knows what he's going to step up. I'm fairly sure that that was a flawless run. Dylan Morrison is definitely someone who knows how to hold down a flawless run. He knows how much that it counts to slip a foot, to crash, how much every second counts, and he needs to be getting the tricks in there. Yesterday, we seen him do a backflip triple bar spin for his first trick. He might have just not had the time in the air. You're literally having a conversation with yourself when you're doing tricks like this. Talking from experience myself, when you're upside down throwing bar spins and whips, sometimes you know if it's going to work, and sometimes you know if it's not, and sometimes you've got to jump off and bail. But Dylan Morrison is definitely someone who can improvise in the air and know what to do, know to spin quicker, to spin less, lots of air awareness. Yeah, next up we've got Ramet Salik, definitely a huge rider, someone that you're going to want to watch. He's pumped, he's hot, spinning his bars around, he's dropping in, and the 50 seconds on the clock has started, hitting that huge box in the middle, 720, bar, bar, bar. Wow. That's a trick I haven't seen him do yet. Yesterday he did that.
And amplitude as well, that's something that the judges are really going to note out here. He's flying through the course.
Well, bigger and higher than anyone, then a full whip out of that bank there. That's a 360 with your scooter and you're letting go, and then he's hitting the biggest gap in the skate park.
Oh, going 360 whip to tuck.
Yeah, whip to tuck over that huge gap. That's a double gap. If you come up short, you're not going to be loving that with your ankles, and he's just coming off there, but he's still, this guy's one of the toughest riders that I've ever seen. He can crash like that and come back and be better than ever. Then a huge 540 flare landing with as much transition as he can, then making sure he gets that fast plant front flip over that bank-to-bank box. I'm hyped. I love seeing Ramet ride, and then he's got that over the berm there. It's almost like a motocross berm. He's carving along that and jumping off in to the rail with the front side board slide, then the gap to board slide there. That might have been a lip slide, hard to see from my angle. That's going to almost call the time for his run. It looks like he's done there. That is. He's got to be happy with that. That was a pretty solid run. He only had one crash there on a huge trick. Just a crash that, just a trick that you can't be expecting to stick every time, and he's definitely sending it in his run. Impressive. Look at these replays. Here's that fast point front flip flat. He has not much speed at all, and he jumps and throws his head forwards, making sure he gets the distance over that box. He's that 540 flare. Look how high up that he lands on the ramp. And then when he lands, he has so much speed, and he knows he needs more, so he gets a push in before he was hitting the bank-to-bank box. What's that going to do for him score-wise? And where's that going to put him on the podium? That was only his first run. That's going to give him a 79.5, putting him up into the podium position. The first, second, and third just before him was Dylan Morrison, sitting in second place with an 82.5, and then in first place we've got Clayton Lindley, the man, the myth, the legend, who loves to jump into the water and get a bit wet, up on first place. Tyler Chaffin, guys, this is definitely a run that you guys are going to want to see. This is someone who's going upside down twice. He did yesterday in his comp run. He might want to play it safe. He might want to get a comp run down that he can stick and hold and get in first position. But he's hitting this huge gap, starting it off with a huge bar to kickless, backwards over that box, then a fast plant cash roll out of the bank, spinning around upside down and backwards in one jump with a front flip. He's going back to the box. He might do that again with a back flip 360. He's throwing a bar spin in there as well, and he's stuck in fast plant back to back tricks here. He's done a fast plant cash roll right after that. Back to the 360 bar spin. I don't even think I've ever seen him do that. He might have just improvised in the air then and thought, I've got to be stepping it up right now. Damn, this is a solid run right now. He's going to be hitting another gap, the hugest gap in the gap I was talking about before. Just slipping a foot off there with the bar spin. He definitely knew he might have had not enough speed. He might have got the wrong pop, but he's not going to let it phase him. He's coming back to the skate park to the other side on the quarter pipe, throwing a 540 flare with not much speed. That's definitely someone who can just pull a 540 flare out of nowhere, straightening up, spinning his body around. That's going to call it time for his run. The crowd here is stoked. They love to see people go upside down, and Tyler Chaffin's definitely someone who's experienced.
You guys have to remember online, if you want to check out and make your voice be heard, go to the SFR Rider of the Day page and make sure that you vote. You're going to have a chance to meet your favorite rider at the SFR stand. So this is just a phenomenal experience for all enthusiasts out here of action sports. So make sure you go out there online and cast your ballots. Look at that score coming in, 84.25, moves into second place. Tyler Chaffin right there with a solid score.
Tyler's got to be happy with that. But also, I could kind of tell by the look in his eyes. I know how Tyler rides, and I know that he's got his family at home watching, and he wants to hold it down with a bit of a better run than that. It's a great run, a solid run in second place, but he's looking for that first place position just like everyone else. Dante Hutchinson, currently #1 in the world, currently #1 yesterday, holding it down. Huge kickless, bright rewind whip. That scooter looks like it weighs nothing, but I know it doesn't. This guy's got some strength in his arms to be throwing tricks around like that. He's dropping into the bank, getting some speed. He's hitting the huge gap that we were talking about before. His case in there. He's got that was a heel whip to Superman, a nice steezy Superman he threw out there. But that, as I said, that gap is so big and you need the speed to clear it, and he just comes up short there with the case coming off. Might have rolled his ankle a little bit, it looked like there, but he's dropping in, not letting it phase him. He's still going to finish his comp run off. He's going big, and he loves to go big on this quarter with a huge
the largest amplitude we have seen all weekend on that SFR quarter pipe. Absolutely amazing shredding right to the end of the buzzer, and all the way for the audience out here for the scooter final in Montpellier.
There he is, smile on his face. He's just known how big he's going. He might have known it in the air. Damn, I'm going bigger than I thought I was.
Yeah, that was... Look at the amplitude from Dante out here. Just absolutely amazing shredding.
Is that kickless bright to rewind again? That's just so many whips.
And look at that.
That
absolutely extended Superman to the moon.
And then to crash that as well, and he's fine. He knew he got out of it. That's professional level riding right there. That's not the run that he was looking for with a 42.75. This is definitely a guy. Every single person here is definitely a contestant that can take out the first position. So let's see how their second runs go for the last heat. We've got my homie from Australia, the homie from Australia, Dylan Morrison, about to drop in. He's looking good, he's looking confident, he's dropping in. This guy's a steezy rider, one of the most steezy park riders you'll ever see. One up in his first one with a triple bar spin backflip, and then a bright flip triple whip, trying to get them extra tail whips in for them extra points. And then again, that triple whip and the triple heel out of that W ramp. Lost a bit of speed there, but he's turned around. Definitely someone who's not shy to pump and just gets the speed up. He's definitely someone who knows how to do that better than anybody else. And then again with a huge Flair bar spin. That's like a dip 540 bar spin. One up in his first run, making sure he knows this every second is crucial and every trick counts. That 540 Flair looks like such a complicated trick, but that's a trick that is a warm-up trick for a professional rider like Dylan Morrison. Can come to the skate park and throw flips and spins like that like they're nothing. That air awareness comes into it as well. Just there, he's got a backside lip slide down the rail, making sure that he's hitting every single bit. There's that precision backflip that we were talking about before. Such a crazy trick, and he makes it look so easy. Precision riding on that rail, jumping with no transition. He's got no ramp to flick his body around with that. Just jumping off his feet and spinning a backflip around. Here's the replays. Watch this huge backflip, bar spin, bar spin, bar spin. That's a crazy trick. That's definitely a crazy trick over a huge box to make the distance. And look at the height on that Flair bar spin and the steez and the tweak that he's got on his body when he's upside down there. There's that 540 Flair that we were just talking about. He's happy. He's always smiling. He's waving to his mum at home. We know that they're watching, stirring the pot.
I have a stitch.
He's got a stitch apparently.
All right, roulette, get ready because it's going to be time for your second.
Don't know where that's going to put Dylan on the leaderboards. But it's all fun and games out here. We love to be out here competing. He's going to still stick there with third place. I'm not sure if that's... Yeah, that did one up his run. He won up his run by 1.5 points. 1.25 points. Sitting there in third place. He's holding it down in the podium. He's hoping to get a podium place. Let's hope that he can hold that there. Romet Selic is definitely someone that he might be nervous about because Romet's about to drop in and throw down some huge tricks. Going bigger than anybody over this box with a 1080. No way! He spent an extra time and he's stuck it. He made that look so easy. No one else today has spun 3 times. No one else in competition is spinning 3 times regularly. That's insane. 1080. That's a trick that you would be filming. Attempts and attempts and attempts, take hundreds of shots, and he's just done that in competition. The judges know how crazy that is. He's just sticking that 360 whip to bar over that huge W ramp gap. He's loving it. He knows he's confident. He's hitting the T-bog over the rail. That's not a small rail to be jumping over. 540 Flair, people love doing over there. On that ramp, on that quarter pipe, he's just slipping out. He might not have had enough speed. Just got the wrong takeoff. Then that nose manual, just making sure back-to-back tricks. He cannot be wasting time.
You know what is one of the most exciting things for me out here is that you have so many different action sports mixed together. You have all the enthusiasts, even from skateboarding, coming over to watch the scooter final out here today. We have DC up in the booth as well as Thomas Vinter, professionals in their own right, coming up here to see just how amazing scooter finals are going. It's just absolutely so cool that you have all these different disciplines mixed together in one venue. That's the thing that we love out here in Montpellier. Mashing it all together, one big happy family.
It's crazy. I love to see all the sports coming together as one. It's so sick that the BMX riders, the rollerbladers, the skaters, the wakeboarders, the mountain bike riders are all supporting each other. It's literally impossible for us guys, us athletes out here, to walk around to this venue with thousands of people and not talk to one of our friends. There's so many people, so much support floating around here. It's an insane vibe down here at Feast, Montpellier. If you haven't been down, you definitely need to come down next year or go to one of the next stops around the world. Will definitely be somewhere near you.
And of course, we couldn't do it without our help out there. Of course, it's all due to fees and honor for the brave, but as well SFR and Montpellier Mediterranean Metropole. So thanks to our sponsors out there for helping us put this festival together year after year, the 22nd year in a row.
Here's Tyler Chaffin about to drop in. He definitely knows that he needs to stick a solid run. This is someone who can take the first place position. He's taken it exactly like his first run. Flip whip instead of the cash roll after the bar to kickless over the gap, making sure he's sticking his tricks. He knows that he needs to land every trick for this run if he wants to take out the first position. Fast plant, the front flip 720, straightening his body out to get that extra rotation around. He's definitely sending it. As I said, he knows he wants to land every trick, but he also needs to be doing the biggest and the best trick, so he's risking it there with a front flip 720. But he's okay. He's definitely a crowd-pleasing person. He might go for that again, or will he go for the double front flip? The front flip 720 is something that I want to see. There is not anybody else out here doing front flips. F20s. He's got a double front flip.
Oh!
He's just coming off. He's definitely a bit weathered after that one. Tyler Chaffin gets me so excited to watch. I love seeing that insane riding, throwing tricks down that no one else is doing, risking his competition run, risking this whole competition, risking his body to do the biggest and best tricks. Definitely got plenty of supporters out there. There's that double front flip that he just came up short on. Almost got the rotation around, but just quite couldn't make it. It's a huge box, but it's a huge trick. Tyler Chaffin is going to stay in second place with the 84.25. He's definitely not disappointed with that. 84.25 in his first run. Second run, he got a few crashes down, but he definitely got some respect out here from the riders and from the crowd. Next up, we've got Dante Hutchinson. Last but not least, this is a run that you're going to want to watch out for. Damn, he's starting up high. He's going to start off with as much speed as he can.
Up on top of the rail, the last rider of the day out here for the scooter finals, Dante Hutchinson.
Sticking that huge, them rewinds, them bri flips. He's turned around here, he's making sure he's got some speed. He's going to hit this huge gap that he cased on before. He's got the speed, I can tell, with the double inward. Still coming up a bit short. That shows how big that gap is and how big that the tricks that he's doing is. That double inward is definitely a hard trick, especially over the hardest gap to clear in the course. Dropping in. Over this, another gap,
wow, cash roll.
That was the nicest cash roll that I've ever seen, and that wasn't even over the box. That was actually a transfer. That was from the W ramp to the back of the box, and he cash rolled it. That was such a nice cash roll. That's something he's going to be uploaded to Instagram later on, I'm sure of it, because that's what I'd be doing. Hitting this goes higher than anybody. You've seen it before, and you've seen it again.
Massive SFR quarter pipe, absolutely amazing amplitude there. That's something that the judges are really going to note throughout the scores of Dante. And we're going to have to go right down to the wire out here. The score to beat is from Clayton Lindley with currently, I believe, an 86. But check out some of the replays from Dante's last run there.
Dante's a shredder. Look at that cash roll. The air awareness and the control. You definitely, looking at that trick, you know that he can't even look where he is, so he has to feel it out. He has to know where he is when he's upside down and how much he needs to be pulling backwards and sideways and spinning. It's literally twisting around in the air. Such a perfect trick, and he's pulled it off flawlessly.
And then we're just waiting for the judges right down here. You see on your score there, score to beat, the one to beat on top, an 86.5 from Clayton Lindley, who's sitting on top right now. Dante Hutchinson just had an amazing second run. This is the last rider of the third heat out here in the finals. So we're going to have to wait and see what's happening for the scooter athletes. It was the last rider of the day, man. How do you feel so far as we're waiting for the scores to come in? Dante Hutchinson doesn't do it, a 73.5. It's good enough for 7th place there, so that means unofficially your winner out here is going to be Clayton Lindley. How are your thoughts so far, Will, on this?
Clayton's got to be stoked. I've seen Clayton enter so many competitions. I've seen him throw down every single rider here, as I said, has the potential to come in first place, but it comes down to the day, and it comes down to who can pull off the most flawless run. And Clayton Lindley was definitely someone who done that. As the results have shown, he's in first place. You can hear how hyped the people are down there. You can hear how hyped that everyone is for the competition. Definitely a great competition. The podium down there, they're hyped. They know they're going home with a bit of cash in their pocket.
See all the athletes checking out here. Let's see a couple of highlight looks at, I believe, Clayton's run.
Dylan Morrison, 540 Flair, yeah. Is that backflip 360 bar spin?
Just an amazing trick. You saw he almost got some speed almost towards the bottom of the tranny there.
Back-to-back tricks, it's insane. Look how high that he was going there, that's crazy. That quarter pipe is big enough in itself, and he's going that high on it. Going twice as high as it, like 20 feet in the air.
So there you go. Those are the standings right there. 86.5 from Clayton Lindley. Tyler Chaffin in second place there with an 84.25. And Dylan Morrison, third place with an 83.75. Amazing riding from all our 12 top finalists out there on the World Series out here in 2018. That was the Scooter Park Pro Finals. Montpellier, day number 2. I mean, just amazing riding from all the world's best professionals out there. How are you feeling so far after the contest you just witnessed?
Great. It's literally, it can end up any way. It's insane how it turns out. If the competition was 10 minutes later, 10 minutes earlier, the results might have been differently. they would have been different. Clayton had out
love
there.
you, Mom.
He's stoked. Shout out to his mum there. He always does that. Clayton's a funny guy. You can find him on YouTube, making YouTube videos every single day on Undialed.
So here we go. I believe this is going to be a little bit of a run, and we are going to hopefully get some words from the winner down there on course. So let's just throw it down to our live MC. Get a winner interview, hopefully with Clayton Lindley on course.
No, hold on.
Before we commentate, before they are interviewing down there, we're just going to show the end of Clayton's run here. This is that gap that we're talking about the end of. And we're going to drop over to the course there and get Clayton Lindley's interview going. There's the buttercup where he came off. Listen to what Clayton has to say, see how happy he is with his run in the first place position.
Mr. Clayton Lindley, so please, can you tell us a little bit about what you feel about this competition?
I honestly, everyone rode insane. There's people doing 1080s, there's people doing double flips. I honestly can't even believe that I just won. I can't thank Root Industries enough for sending me out here. They're the best sponsor I could ask for, and F1 helmets, shout out, and I'm hyped.
Yeah, big shout out to them. I also had, là, il vient de dire que tous les riders ont balancé plein de trucs énervés, et il remercie son sponsor qui a pu l'envoyer ici, et il est vraiment trop content. I guess this is your first time in France, right?
Well, it's my first time in Montpellier.
C'est sa première fois ici à Montpellier. What do you think about Montpellier? Qu'est-ce que tu penses de Montpellier?
It's beautiful. It's a beautiful place.
It's beautiful. Okay, one last word for the crowd here in Montpellier.
I love you, Mom, and everyone have a great day.
Okay, merci, c'était tout, c'était Clayton Lindley.
Wow, just some huge thanks actually to all of the scooter athletes out there. It's just been an amazing final. So exciting to watch and so happy that the crowd is out here. The sun is blistering and it's just been an amazing start to our live day out here for number 2. Some last thoughts from you, my man. This has been such a great event to host with you.
It has been. Couldn't enter myself, but it was so good to watch my homies out here ride. So good to commentate. So good to see how much they threw down. It's hot. It's very hot. I'm standing here hot. I'm sweating, and these guys out here are throwing down some of the biggest tricks of their lives. It's crazy to watch. It's awesome to watch how different every single competition can plan out.
Yeah, and I mean, you guys can see in the background here, we still have a jam-packed crowd going on in Montpellier. So there is as well so much more happening out there today. Make sure you guys tune in because it's going to be MTB's Slope Style happening at 5:50. Then it's going to be followed by BMX Spine at 9 o'clock. Let's go back down and see our podium from the scooter finalists on course right now.
It's like 3 weeks.
We're back at Wheel Live here at FWS Montpellier, South of France. And now right next to me, I got a big check for the rider who made it to the 3rd place. So right now, I'm gonna call Mr. Dylan Morrison. Dylan Morrison qui est arrivé 3e et qui repart avec 1000 €. Don't forget your money, bro. Because I'm going to take it if you don't want it. Allez, on va tout de suite enchaîner avec le rider qui est arrivé à la 2e place. And now it is time for the rider who made it to the 2nd place. Who's going to go back home with 1,500 €. He is from the United States, Mr. Tyler Chaffins. Allez, un tonnerre d'applaudissements pour Tyler Chaffins qui arrive 2e et qui repart avec 1,500 €. All right, and of course you just heard him a few seconds ago, and he's gonna go back to the United States with 2,000 euros. Il va repartir aux US avec 2,000 €. Faites du bruit, make some noise for Clayton Lindley. Il nous a fait un run extraordinaire en utilisant toutes les transitions de ce skatepark. Going back home with 2,000 euros. One more time, encore une fois. Faites du bruit pour ces 3 riders!
So there you go. Those are your top athletes out there in the finals for the FWS roller. It's just been an amazing time, so thanks so much for everyone tuning in online, watching us everywhere around the world. There's tons more action coming your way for the rest of FWS Montpellier and for the rest of the FWS World Series, so please stay tuned. On behalf of myself, Ryan Meyer, thank you so much for everyone out here at the FWS. Will, some last words for yourself?
Some last words. Thanks for tuning in. Shout out to my girlfriend. I love you. Shout out to my mum. I love you too. Shout out to everyone today for throwing down. Shout out to my leg for holding up. I'm going to be back soon, and you'll see me on the TV. Not just my pretty face, you'll see my pretty riding. Shout out to everyone watching. Shout out to coming out. Shout out to the crowd. This is amazing. I love being here in front of the crowd.
Okay, and thank you once again. Please, guys, stay tuned online, and make sure you guys follow us for the rest of the FWS World Series.
It's the premier action sports event, not only for the top-level riding, but for the top-level fans. You can look out at the thousands that come out to support all of our athletes.
This is going to be an amazing event that we have coming up for you. It's unreal. There's no words for it. It's literally the biggest crowd in BMX. And good memories. I can't believe this is happening right now, and I really need to wake up if this is a dream.
Oh yeah, it's the most insane feeling ever. I can't believe it. Means you blow my mind again.
Oh my goodness.